She couldn't wait to see her fiancé. She was staring at Maxwell's picture on her laptop screen when a flight attendant walked up to her, diverting her attention momentarily from the screen. "Don't be offended, ma. Do you know that man?" she said, pointing to Maxwell's picture on Funke's screen. "Yeah, that is my man. That is my fiancé," Funke said with a big smile on her face. "I hope you have not invested in any of his business ideas. He is a fraud," the young lady said. "I beg your pardon," Funke said to her. "I am so sorry, ma. When you get the chance, Google Josephine's blog," the flight attendant said and walked away. Funke's heart sank, but she quickly waved away what the lady said. When she got off the plane, she didn't meet Maxwell at the airport like he had promised he would be. Funke tried his number, but it was not connecting. And then she remembered he had told her he would be traveling to his village to inform his paternal uncle of their impending wedding. His uncle lived in a rural area, and Funke knew cell phone reception might be bad in the rural areas. She went back home and started unpacking. As she settled in to write a report on the just concluded workshop, her mind drifted to what the flight attendant said. Curiosity got the better part of her, and she googled the blog she was told about. In the heart of Lagos, Nigeria, lived a wealthy couple, Dr. Gilbert and Dr. Mrs. Seun Oluwafemi. They were both successful professionals, having built their careers in the medical field. However, despite their wealth and success, they had one unfulfilled desire: to have a child. Funke, Gilbert's elder sister, would constantly pressurize her brother to take another wife. "I am not saying you don't love your wife. All I am saying is that you should get another woman pregnant so that you can have at least one child," Gilbert's elder sister, Funke, would say to Gilbert. Gilbert loved his wife and could not be swayed. "I would rather adopt a child than have a child with another woman," Gilbert would respond. When Gilbert didn't bow to pressure, the focus was shifted to his wife instead. Seun could not take the snide comment and the backhanded compliment from her sister-in-law. "You are a good cook. It would have been nice if there were children in this house to enjoy your cooking," Funke would say. "I say it out of love. Menopause cannot be postponed," she would add. Seun tried all the orthodox and unorthodox medicine she knew, but still she didn't get pregnant. One night, Seun got on her knees and begged her husband to take another wife. "I know you love me. You don't have to die childless to prove it," Seun said with tears flowing down her cheeks. "Susie, you know children are not the sole purpose of marriage, at least not for me. If it pleases our Creator to bless us with a child, then it will happen, but at the right time and not before," Gilbert said to his wife. Gilbert didn't need a soothsayer to tell him that Funke, his sister, had started pressurizing his wife. Gilbert quickly nipped it in the bud. He threatened to cut anyone off who disturbed his wife about their childlessness, and they all left the two lovebirds alone. After years of trying, their wish was finally granted. Mrs. Oluwafemi gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, whom they named Funke. Funke was the apple of her parents' eyes, the center of their world. They showered her with love, affection, and all the material comforts they could afford. Funke grew up to be a beautiful and intelligent young woman. She was kind, compassionate, and always willing to help others. However, despite her many virtues, She had one flaw. She was unlucky in love. When Funke was in her early 20s, she fell in love with a handsome young man named Maxwell. Maxwell was charming, witty, and everything Funke had ever dreamed of in a man, except for a little hitch. Maxwell was struggling financially. According to Maxwell, he had been working at an oil and gas company. He had invested his life savings in a business that was supposed to yield massive profit, but the business had flopped. Maxwell had lost his job not long after he lost his investment. Funke was touched by his story and decided to invest in Maxwell. She gave 50 million naira to Maxwell and he immediately established himself. Funke was so proud of Maxwell's growth and was even more over the moon when he surprised her with a marriage proposal. Maxwell's parents and Funke's parents had met and the wedding date was fixed. When Funke suddenly had to travel to Italy for a 1-month workshop, the two lovebirds were still communicating frequently. On the flight back, Funke sat in business class but her mind was far away. She couldn't wait to see her fiancé. She was staring at Maxwell's picture on her laptop screen when a flight attendant walked up to her, diverting her attention momentarily from the screen. "Don't be offended, ma. Do you know that man?" she said, pointing to Maxwell's picture on Funke's screen. "Yeah, that is my man. That is my fiancé," Funke said with a big smile on her face. "I hope you have not invested in any of his business ideas. He is a fraud," the young lady said. "I beg your pardon," Funke said to her. "I am so sorry, ma. When you get the chance, Google Josephine's blog," the flight attendant said and walked away. Funke's heart sank, but she quickly waved away what the lady said. When she got off the plane, she didn't meet Maxwell at the airport like he had promised he would be. Funke tried his number, but it was not connecting. And then she remembered he had told her he would be traveling to his village to inform his paternal uncle of their impending wedding. His uncle lived in a rural area and Funke knew cell phone reception might be bad in the rural areas. She went back home and started unpacking. As she settled in to write a report on the just concluded workshop, her mind drifted to what the flight attendant said. Curiosity got the better part of her and she googled the blog she was told about. She clicked on it and played one of the videos. The lady started talking about being heartbroken and went on, but when Maxwell's picture popped up on the screen, Funke drew close and listened closely. The lady described her entire relationship with Maxwell. The lady showed pictures of herself and Maxwell, a surprise engagement, everything about their relationship. She warned women to be careful. There were about 40 posts. Each of them provided more details and pictures of her relationship with Maxwell. Funke was already hyperventilating. She tried Funke's number and it didn't connect, and for the next 1 week his phone was unreachable. Funke's parents tried to apprehend Maxwell, but it was as though Maxwell had vanished. The people he had presented as his parents were nowhere to be found. Even his house was now empty. Funke was heartbroken, but after months of grieving, Funke moved on with her life. She decided to focus on her career and her friends and put love on the back burner for the time being. Several years later, Funke had moved to America. Her mother had insisted she needed a change of environment, but life always has a funny way of bringing things up. Funke met a man named Ahmed. Ahmed was a kind, caring, and hardworking man. He was also very handsome, and Funke was immediately attracted to him. Ahmed and Funke dated for a while and eventually fell in love. To be sure Ahmed wasn't a scam, Funke made sure she did her due diligence to the best of her ability, of course. Ahmed was indeed real. He was an architect and everything he said checked out. Ahmed unfortunately had a little baggage. His elder brother was a soldier and had died in active service, leaving behind his wife Rita and their two sons, Ibrahim and Sani. Ahmed was the sole provider to his late brother's family, and he told Funke upfront that they were a package deal. It was either Funke accepted him with his baggage or she walked away. Funke, who was an only child, didn't mind the fact that Ahmed was taking care of his late brother's family. That even made her love Ahmed more. She also took responsibility for Ahmed's late brother's family. Funke and Ahmed got married after 3 years of dating, and 3 years later, she had 2 daughters for him. Everything was going well in Funke's life. Funke would send money to Ahmed's people religiously, especially her husband's brother's widow and her sons. One day, Ahmed told Funke that his father had passed. The whole family had to visit Nigeria for the burial of her father-in-law. Funke made sure she bought gifts for everyone. She spent lavishly for her father-in-law's burial. She wanted her father-in-law to have a beautiful, befitting burial. One day, Ahmed's cousin came over to the house and told Funke of a very interesting movie that was showing at the cinema. Funke decided to take Ahmed's brother to go watch the movie. The movie was very interesting, and after the movie, she took him out for a little lunch. Kunle thanked Funke for joining him to watch the movie. He also thanked her sincerely for sending money for his kidney transplant. Funke was touched by the boy's gratitude. Sis, don't be offended by what you're about to hear. I can no longer join in the deceit. You saved my life by sending money for my transplant. You're a good woman, Kunle said. Funke was taken aback. Tell me, she encouraged Kunle. Tell me what the problem is, Funke said. Kunle told Funke that the 2 boys that she has been taking care of for years are actually her husband's sons, and their mother is Ahmed's wife. Kunle went ahead to show Funke pictures and videos of Ahmed's wedding to Miriam, the birthday celebration of their 2 sons. Funke didn't want to believe her eyes. It couldn't be, she thought to herself. Funke held her chest in shock. When she got home, Funke met her husband sitting at the garden having a snack with Miriam, the supposed widow. Everything finally made sense. Funke wondered why she had been so blind for so long. They both greeted her as she came in. Funke went straight to her room and wept out her eyes. She couldn't believe her husband's people had all lied to her for so long. They had all pretended that Miriam was Ahmed's elder brother's wife. Meanwhile, she was actually Ahmed's wife. For days, Funke observed Ahmed, and it was glaring that she had been living in a fantasy world. Ahmed regularly went out with Miriam alone in the guise of going to shop for the family. Funke felt like a fool. After the burial, Ahmed told Funke that he had a little issue to discuss with her. He told Funke that since his father was dead, he wanted his mother to go back to America with them. Before Funke could respond, he added that he also felt it was wise to bring his brother's late sons to America alongside the nanny. Funke gasped for air. "Does Miriam have to come with us?" Funke blurted out. "Yes, she does," Ahmed insisted. That was the best time for Funke to confront Ahmed. What do you think Funke would do next? Should she confront Ahmed? Or should she leave the marriage? Should she find a way to deal with him and his family? Or should she find a way to forgive him and move forward? Betraying someone's trust can have devastating consequences, not only for the person betrayed, but also for the one who deceives. Funke's world has just been shattered by a devastating secret. Everything she thought she knew about her husband and her marriage has been turned upside down. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more compelling stories. Thank you so much for your time and for watching this video. See you in the next episode. Bye.